So, we need to talk about what's happening in Washington state right now. The weather has been absolutely wild. I saw the headlines. We're talking massive amounts of rain, right? Massive is an understatement. Some areas got up to 18 inches in just a week, followed by even more storms mid-December. President Trump even approved an emergency declaration.
That is terrifying. But here's the kicker. I bet a lot of folks are assuming their insurance has them covered, right?
You hit the nail on the head, and it's a rude awakening. See, standard homeowners policies, they cover wind damage or if a tree falls on your roof.
Okay, that sounds standard.
But they do not cover floods. Flood insurance is a completely separate purchase.
Ouch. So if the river rises and enters your living room, your standard policy pays zero?
Zero. Unless you bought a specific policy through a private carrier or the National Flood Insurance Program.
That is a huge gap in coverage. Are people in Washington prepared for this?
Unfortunately, the numbers say no. Redfin put out a report saying nearly 23,000 homes in Skagit County are high risk. In King County, that's the Seattle metro, it's 42,000 homes.
That's a lot of real estate in the danger zone.
It is, but get this. As of October, only about 45,000 homes in the entire state had flood insurance.
Wait, barely anyone is covered? That is a disaster waiting to happen.
It really is. The NW Insurance Council president, Kenton Bryan, said it's been terribly sad seeing homeowners find this out the hard way.
I can imagine. But really, how much damage can a little water do?
You'd be shocked. Bryan explained that just 1 inch of water, one single inch, can cause $25,000 to $30,000 in damage.
1 inch costs 30 grand? Okay, suddenly that separate policy sounds like a bargain.
It definitely puts things in perspective. But it's not just Washington. This is part of a national trend of climate disasters getting more frequent and severe.
And I'm guessing that's driving up prices for everyone?
Big time. A lending tree analysis found that standard policy costs rose over 40% between 2019 and 2024.
A 40% hike in 5 years? That hurts the wallet.
So if you want flood insurance, where do you even go? The government?
Usually, yes. The National Flood Insurance Program, or NFIP, is the biggest provider, but it's complicated. Its authorization relies on Congress.
Oh no, does that mean it can shut down?
It can, and it has during government shutdowns. The current extension is only good until late January, so it's a bit precarious.
Plus, the NFIP changed how they calculated rates a couple years ago. They started charging more for high-risk areas to reflect the real danger.
Which makes sense logically, but I bet that made people drop their coverage.
Exactly. A recent study showed a huge decline in policies, specifically in lower-income zip codes. People just can't afford the new rates, so they go uninsured.
That is a really tough spot to be in. You're priced out of protecting your own home.
So how is this affecting the housing market right now? I imagine buying a house in a flood zone is tricky.
It's messy. Don Bleha, a Redfin agent in Snohomish County, mentioned that closings are getting pushed back and showings are delayed because of the flooding.
Makes sense. Hard to sell a house when the front yard is a lake.
Right? It's complicating everything for agents trying to wrap up year-end deals.
So if I'm buying a house in Washington, or anywhere wet, really, what should I do?
Due diligence is key. Don't just trust the seller. If they say, oh, it's never flooded for me, take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, never works until the day it happens.
Exactly. Agents are saying you need to check the flood maps yourself, ask the neighbors, and see if there's an elevation certificate.
Great advice. It sounds like we need to be a lot more proactive about knowing our risks.
Absolutely. The rule of thumb from the experts is, if the home is anywhere near a creek or river, just assume you'll see high water eventually.
Better safe and insured than sorry. Thanks for breaking this down.
Anytime. Stay dry out there, everyone.